One of the more impressive "I told you so" stories in contemporary politics is Mr. Sunak's ascent to the top of British politics. Miss Truss won over party members during the leadership race in August by evoking Margaret Thatcher and promising a brand new regenerated British economy with a much smaller state. To do this, she pledged significant tax cuts and additional investment that, in her view, would stimulate economic growth without endangering the state's finances. Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we'll be talking about the first Indian origin man who became a British politician and financier who became the leader of the Conservative Party and Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Last Tuesday saw Rishi Sunak, a former chancellor, take the oath of office as Prime Minister with the responsibility of guiding the United Kingdom out of its deepening political and economic crisis. Mr. Sunak nearly missed winning the contest to lead the Conservative Party and become Prime Minister at the beginning of September. Liz Truss, the candidate he lost to, had a turbulent reign and was ultimately forced to resign, making history's shortest-serving British Prime Minister and opening the door for a fresh leadership election. Former investment banker Mr. Sunak referred to her initiatives as fairy tale economics. Liz's proposals, he said at the time, promised the earth to everyone. You can't, in my opinion, have your cake and eat it too. He forewarned that her strategy would worsen inflation and result in a reaction in the financial markets. Weeks later, when Ms. Truss's proposals provoked a harsh market reaction, Mr. Sunak was proven correct. Ms. Truss was compelled to fire her finance chief, revise her plans, and ultimately resign. Now Mr. Sunak will have the opportunity to demonstrate whether he can perform it more effectively. In his first round of Prime Minister's questions, he warned of difficult times to come but assured the chamber that any budget reductions or tax increases would be implemented in a just and compassionate manner. Who exactly is Rishi Sunak? The first British Prime Minister with origins in India, a former British colony, is Mr. Sunak, 42. His grandparents are from India and came to the country in the 1960s. His father was a doctor and his mother owned a pharmacy in southern England. Mr. Sunak attended the prestigious private school Winchester in the United Kingdom before beginning his career with Goldman Sachs. He first met Akshata Murthy, his future wife, at Stanford while he was pursuing an MBA. She is the child of N, a millionaire businessman from India. Infosys Limited was founded by R. Narayana Murthy. According to estimates, Mr. Sunak is the wealthiest member of the Commons, and detractors claim that he is too wealthy to win over supporters from the working class. What policies does Rishi Sunak have? Mr. Sunak served as Treasury Secretary under former Prime Minister Boris Johnson and is seen as having much more influence on the economy than on other, such as international affairs. He was seen as a realist during his tenure at the Treasury, where he had led a major spending program to assist companies in paying the furlough millions of workers during the COVID-19 outbreak in order to keep people from losing their jobs. Then, in an effort to balance the finances of the UK government, he increased taxes. Comparing his economic plans to Ms. Truss's, they are thought to be more realistic and less ideological. Prior to reducing taxes in an effort to spur growth, he claimed that Britain needed to control inflation and make sure the public finances were stable. He has proposed strategies to attempt and foster an environment that will encourage business investment in the economy. Mr. Sunak assumes office while Britain's economy is going through a particularly trying period with a double whammy of high inflation and an impending recession for the general public. Additionally, it puts him in the awkward position of being a very wealthy individual who must support spending reductions in order to assuage the fears of investors regarding the United Kingdom finances. He had earlier stated that his first journey abroad will be to Kiev, Ukraine, and is likely to maintain the UK government's steadfast defense of Ukraine against Russia's invasion. There are concerns, meanwhile, over whether he will reduce military spending to support the UK budget. Does Rishi Sunak's wealth pose a problem? According to the Sunday Times Rich List, his family's net worth is £730 million or $846 million. Akshata Murthy's nearly 1% interest in Infosys Limited, an Indian technology and consulting firm founded by her father, is a significant contributor to the estimation of Mr. Sunak and his wife's combined fortune. As one of the wealthiest prime ministers in British history, Mr. Sunak has already come under fire from the opposition, who claim that his wealth distances him from the everyday people of Britain at a time when the nation is experiencing severe economic hardship due to high inflation and a projected recession. Spending reductions will simply make the agony worse. Talking about his early life, we can say that Sunak was born into a family of immigrants. His mother and father were born in Tanzania and Kenya, respectively, after his grandparents moved to East Africa from Punjab in northwest India. Following the 1960s relocation of their families to Southampton in southern England, they fell in love and got married. The father of Sunak joined the National Health Service as a general physician. The oldest of their 3 children, Sunak eventually kept the records of his mother's little pharmacy, which she owned and ran. Later, during his political career, Sunak would make comparisons between her ideals and those of Margaret Thatcher, the icon of the Conservative Party and the daughter of a grocer, and his experiences working in the family business. Sunak was able to attend Winchester College, a prestigious private school that has produced no fewer than 6 chancellors of the Exchequer, thanks to his parents' sacrifices and savings. Sunak was the editor of the school newspaper and the top boy at Winchester. He worked as a server at an Indian restaurant in Southampton over the summer. Sunak went on to study philosophy, politics and economics at Lincoln College in Oxford, where several future prime leaders earned their degrees. He served as the Oxford Trading and Investment Society's president there, giving students the chance to learn about the financial markets and international trading. Sunak worked as an intern at the Conservative Party headquarters while he was a student at Oxford. Sunak joined Goldman Sachs as an analyst in 2001 after graduating from Oxford, and he remained there until 2004. He later studied for MBA at Stanford University as a Fulbright scholar, where he met his future wife, Akshata Murthy, who is the daughter of a wealthy Indian businessman and co-founder of Infosys, Narayana Murthy. After moving back to the UK in 2006, Sunak accepted a position at Sir Chris Hohn's hedge fund, the Children's Investment Fund Management (TCI), where he eventually became a partner. Sunak departed TCI in 2009 to work for Theleme Partners, another hedge fund. In the same year, he wed Murthy, with whom he would have 2 children. Due to Sunak's commercial success and his wife's ownership of a 0.91% stake in Infosys, the couple started to acquire a sizable fortune that the Sunday Times projected to be worth over £730 million in 2022. According to some sources, Akshata Murthy's net worth could reach £1 billion or $1.2 billion. With this, we conclude our video. We appreciate you helping us keep it going by watching. The best way to support our channel is to watch another episode. Thank you for tuning in. To ensure that you never miss an episode, please subscribe to the channel.